Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey.
Why this beat so crazy?
We will make America proud again. And you try to kill our We will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Oh man, burn it down and shut it down. Eliminate all taxes for Americans. Eliminate income tax, property tax, all kind of tax. Just eliminate it, burn it down and shut it down. Burn down the whole agency. Set the building on fire. Oh man, we got a new change of leadership. Big things just dropped, y'all. And Trump just announced a new agency just to replace the IRS. And y'all know, man, they come in, don't even knock or, ring the doorbell. They come in, kick the door down. Kick the door down on them beautiful patriots and take everything. You ain't worked them 40 hours. You ain't worked them 50, 60, 70, 80 hours. You sure didn't. Shout out to them beautiful patriots, all them hard-working patriots, man, putting food on the table, got to go to the gas station, got to go inside the store and make life decisions, whether they should get this brand or this is cheaper. It's a disgrace. Burn it down and shut it down. Oh, we got some big news, y'all. Oh, boy, but they ought to eliminate the whole entire thing right now. Everything got to go. And you see where it all went. They ought to send everybody back a refund. Look where everybody money done went. A disgrace. Send everybody back a refund. All them hard-working patriots around the world. All my brothers and sisters. I don't care what your skin color is, where you're from, what your age is. I don't care. Send everybody back a refund. Give everybody back their money back. It's a disgrace, man. But I love you guys, man. And respect to all the Americans, and especially the ones who went out, voted, the ones who just wanted a new direction, man. And we finally get to breathe. Because these last couple of years have been a disgrace, man. People we funding vacations for criminals. Criminals people falling asleep. A disgrace what is taking place, man. It really is, y'all. Give everybody back a refund, for real. The harder you work, the more it's like the more taxes, just punishing the hardworking people. Just punishing. I'm being real. Just punishing the people, man. Just come on, just knock down the door. They don't ring the doorbell. They don't say, hey, how was your day? How have you been? Are you healthy? Could we help you out? No, they just come in there and take everything. They take the TV off the wall. They come in, take everything, got the refrigerator. Yeah, I'm being real, y'all. And I'm pissed. But we got a new direction. And Trump just dropped another bombshell announcement. So I'm here for it, man. A couple of y'all sent me this video to check out and react to. Thank y'all for sending it over. It's titled, Trump Announces New Agency to Replace the IRS. And oh boy. Let me know how y'all feel about this in the comments, man. And how do you feel these next 2-4 years are going to be? Comment down below, man. Comment down below what you want to be done. But I know I can already see the comments now. Burn it down and shut it down. Eliminate it. All of it. It shouldn't. It was. I'll just be honest with y'all, man. I'll just be honest with you. Income tax was never supposed to be a thing to begin with. There's a lot of things that wasn't supposed to be to begin with. A lot of this stuff is made up. A lot of it. I'm just being honest with y'all. A lot of things that have taken place should have never taken place. But it's here to control society. It's here to control us. Some of the stuff right now I'm saying, they might just take the video down. It's here to control us, man. And it's sick of what people have had to go through. Of how many people have been denied. Of how many people have lost their lives. And I know somebody's going to say, well, Rick, life just how it works. It isn't fair. Not everybody can win. I don't want to hear all that, man. I want everybody to win. And it's a shame how people have been treated. And how people have been robbed in broad daylight. I'm one of those ones, and you are one of those ones. So I speak for the people. I got to make it to be known. Make sure y'all share this video, man. Eliminate the whole thing. Burn the building down. Burn the agency down. Tear the whole thing apart. Trump, come in there and put your foot down, Trump. Trump, please, just Trump, come in there and just put your foot down. Put your big toe down, Trump, and just let everybody have it. We really gonna make America great again, baby. Hope y'all ready. Let's check this out, man. Let me stop acting a fool. They say, sir, please act your age, sir. Don't be immature, sir. Please act your age. All right. Check this out, man.
All right, it's Wednesday, January 15th, 2025, and Donald Trump making big news yesterday, announcing the creation of a new government agency solely responsible for collecting tariffs and tax revenue from foreign entities, which could eventually replace the IRS completely. This is huge. We reported multiple times that Trump's goal is to eliminate income taxes for American citizens. And if you think that can't happen, think again. It's happening. We're going to explain also the latest on Pete Hegseth's confirmation process. Hegseth promising to reinstate all soldiers who were terminated or disciplined for refusing the jab, and the brutal roasting that Democrat Tim Kaine received yesterday. We're going to show you. But before we get started, thank you for a like.
If y'all missed our videos, man, y'all know we've been covering everything, keeping y'all updated with the whole confirmations, what's going on Capitol Hill, Pete Hegseth, Pam Bondi. Right now, the Doug's in the process, and many more. So we have been keeping y'all updated, man. Make sure y'all go check out previous videos.
Their updates. Donald Trump announces yesterday that he will be creating a new government agency on January 20th, 2025, solely focused on collecting revenues from foreign countries and entities. The sole job of this department will be to collect and manage the tariff and tax revenue collected from foreign entities. The name of this new department will be cleverly called the External Revenue Service, which is awesome. The only time I've ever personally felt good about government expansion, focusing on everyone else except American citizens. The brand new agency, perfectly titled brand new agency, the External Revenue Service, will do the exact opposite of the already established Internal Revenue Service, which taxes Americans. Trump writing on Truth Social yesterday, I am today announcing that I will create the External Revenue Service to collect our tariffs, duties, and all revenue that come from foreign sources. We've reported on this for months that Trump firmly believes in returning the United States to a tariff-based system instead of an income tax system. The United States was the only country in the world where it was illegal, unconstitutional for the federal government to tax its own citizens. That was until Congress added the 16th Amendment to the Constitution. Well, that's the goal here, folks, to return us back to pre-1910, where income taxes are concerned, where the federal government is funded almost entirely by way of tariffs.
It's a disgrace, man. And I know y'all be on there lying. I ain't gonna say nothing. I know y'all be on there lying. You got to lie, make up stuff, create fake things. You got to say you did a donation, say you had a LLC, you got to open up a LLC. Y'all, I know how y'all, you know the loop arounds. Some of y'all say y'all spent 30, 40,000, and you only spent 10. Look, I know, because it's a disgrace, man. It really is. I got to pay you. For what? What you put in? You ain't put nothing in. You ain't put no hard work. You ain't put the blood, sweat, and tears in. I'd have slapped you upside the head.
And taxing foreign entities. Our current system, our current thinking is so backwards. Democrats demand raising taxes even more, sucking the lifeblood of America, its citizens, while helping illegal migrants in other countries, taking your money, think about it, gifting it to other countries like Ukraine or Ghana or whomever, and nothing exemplifies the necessity of this more than what just happened in California. LA residents tax more than anyone in the world or anyone in the country, paying around 55% of their annual income to the government. Think about that. 55% of your annual take-home pay, government just takes. It's theft, in my opinion. And look what it's got them. They voted for this. they're now realizing how much of a mistake that was. Their government didn't use their money to help them. 55% of your money just gone if you live in LA. The government takes it. Yet the reservoir, the Santa Ynez Reservoir, was empty, offline almost a year. The LAFD underfunded. Instead, what did they spend your money on? Spending billions of tax dollars on giving free health care to illegal migrants and providing free drug kits to the homeless. No more. Trump announcing this historic change on Truth Social yesterday, writing, "For far too long, we've relied on taxing our great people using the Internal Revenue Service. Through soft and pathetically weak trade agreements, the American economy has delivered growth and prosperity to the world while taxing ourselves. It is time for that to change. I'm today announcing that I will create the External Revenue Service to collect our tariffs, duties, and all revenue that come from foreign sources. We will begin charging those that make money off of us with trade, and they will start paying, finally, their fair share." January 20th, 2025 will be the birth date of the External Revenue Service. Make America great again. Booyah. Yeah, I don't know about you, but this is like music to my ears. Logic is returning to America. Common sense. I almost can't believe it's really happening. I mean, Trump really could be the most historic president in living memory. He's saving the country. We have a $35 trillion national debt. This is how you fix this. This is how you fix the destruction of our manufacturing base. All these big foreign manufacturing companies who don't want to pay the tariffs that Trump's levying will relocate their plants into the U.S. And establishment Washington is pissed off about this. They are just so taken aback on all the things Trump's doing. They don't know how to get back on offense, sending out their henchmen yesterday in the press to try and fight back against this. Watch as Leslie Stahl from CBS tries to get Jamie Dimon to agree that Trump's tariffs are bad for the U.S. economy. To her shock and displeasure, watch Jamie Dimon say, "No, I believe Trump is right." Roll the tape.
In terms of advice for the new president, he is inheriting a pretty good economy, despite what people feel, all these metrics that you see. But what about advice to him on some of the policies that he's threatening to do that could hurt the economy? For instance, tariffs. Have you talked to him about tariffs? If you could talk to him right now, what would you say?
I have not spoken about tariffs. I think you should read The Art of the Deal. You know, he's a negotiator. He lays out some very tough things, and sometimes it works. We have to worry more about national security, resiliency, diversified supply chains, and we didn't. And also we should have worried more about who it hurt. So while trade's got some enormous benefits, it does hurt that town where the plant closed. We had a thing called trade adjustment assistance, which was supposed to give people retrain, relocation, income assistance if they were hurt by trade. It never quite worked. And so we need to focus on some of those issues. And to me, tariffs are a way, are a tool, properly used, that can help get some of those issues resolved. Unfair competition, national security issues. If like any tool, if it's misused, it can do damage too.
But your point is that you think it is a legitimate negotiating tool.
Absolutely. Every country is allowed to make its own unilateral actions. If you look at what China's been doing for years, they do this already. No, they put up their own tariffs, their own laws, their own rules, their own regulations. They make a lot of unilateral actions that they think are in their own best interest. So it's not bad for our government to do that.
In another story, Donald Trump's only 5 days away from being sworn in as the 47th president of these United States. Trump and Melania reportedly already packed and ready to move into the White House. The incoming First Lady was interviewed on Fox and Friends, and she said she's already selected the furniture that will be installed and replacing the Biden furniture. All of this will happen in a matter of just 5 hours. In 5 hours, on the 20th, all of Joe Biden and co.'s belongings and furniture will be completely and forever removed from the White House, and Trump and Melania's moved in on January 20th. A team of transition staffers will be doing all the physical moving. Melania, as you can see here, is as elegant as she was 8 years ago, saying, "I think it will be an exciting 4 years. We have a lot to do to put this country back in shape." Amen. In another story, Pete Hegseth wrapped up his confirmation hearing yesterday. 5 hours of nonstop grilling by these screeching Dems on the Senate Armed Services Committee. It's not even worth playing these Q&As between them. You probably heard some of it yesterday. It's what you'd expect, right? Dems going after Pete for his personal affairs, his extramarital affairs, the alleged drinking that people accuse him of, which hasn't been proven out. Overall, I do think he did a pretty good job. Also, what we learned from that process is in public, Republicans will be supporting Trump's nominees. I think there's a very good chance Pete will be confirmed.
I think they're all going to. They just came out and said in the bombshell news report that most likely everybody's going to get confirmed
by the Senate. The best exchange, though, by far, bar none, wasn't between the senators and Pete Hegseth yesterday. Instead, it was between the senators themselves. Watch as Markwayne Mullin exposes Tim Kaine and other senators as lying hypocrites. Roll the tape.
You know, there's a lot of talk going about talking about qualifications and then about us hiring him if we are the board. But there's a lot of senators here I wouldn't have on my board because there is no qualifications except your age, and you got to be living in the state and you're a citizen of the United States to be a senator. Other than the fact we got to convince a lot of people to vote for us. And then when we start talking about qualifications for if you're qualified for it, could the chairman tell me what the qualifications are for the Secretary of Defense? Mr. Chairman, could you tell me what the qualifications are for the Secretary of Defense?
I'd be happy
I'll read
for
it.
you to do that. Yeah.
Let me read it for you because I Googled
I
it.
was getting some advice from
I
my second in command.
Yeah, but I'm just making a point because there's a lot about qualifications. And I think it's so hypocritical of senators, especially on the other side of the aisle, be talking about his qualifications, not going to lead the secretary or be the Secretary of Defense, and yet your qualifications aren't any better. You guys aren't any more qualified to be the senator than I'm qualified to be the senator, except we're lucky enough to be here. But let me read you what the qualifications of the Secretary of Defense is, because I Googled it and went through a lot of different sites, and really it's hard to see. But in general, the U.S. Secretary of Defense position is filled by a civilian. That's it. If you have served in the U.S. Army Forces and have been in the service for, you have to be retired for at least 7 years, and Congress can weigh that. And then there's questions that the senator from Massachusetts brought up about serving on a board inside the military industry, and yet your own secretary that you all voted for, Secretary Austin, we had to vote on a waiver because he stepped off the board of Raytheon. But I guess that's okay because that's a Democrat Secretary of Defense. But we so quickly forget about that. And then Senator Kaine, or I guess I better use the senator from Virginia, starts bringing up the fact that what if you showed up drunk to your job? How many senators have showed up drunk to vote at night?
About every last one of them. Every last one.
Have any of you guys asked them to step down and resign from their job?
Every last one.
And don't tell me you haven't seen it, because I know you have. And then how many senators do you know have got a divorce before cheating on their wives?
I love this clip so much, man.
Did you ask them to step down? No. But it's for show. You guys make sure you make a big show and point out the hypocrisy because the man's made a mistake. And you want to sit there and say that he's not qualified? Give me a joke. I mean, it is so ridiculous that you guys hold yourself as this higher standard and you forget you got a big plank in your eye. We've all made mistakes. I've made mistakes. And Jennifer, thank you for loving him through that mistake. Because the only reason why I'm here and not in prison is because my wife loved me too. I have changed, but I'm not perfect. But I found somebody that thought I was perfect. And for whatever reason, you love Pete, and I don't know why. But just like our Lord and Savior forgave me, my wife's had to forgive me more than once too, and I'm sure you've had to forgive him too. And so thank you.
One other moment that's worth mentioning and playing for you is when Pete Hegseth promised to reinstate all of the service members who the Biden administration either terminated or disciplined for refusing the jab over the last 4 years. This is, a disgraceful period. in American history. When the Biden administration thinks they have the right to terminate American service members, people in our military who are protecting us, dedicating their lives to serving this country, when they have legitimate religious exemptions for not wanting to get jabbed, watch Pete Hegseth.
And the tens of thousands of service members who were kicked out because of an experimental vaccine. In President Trump's Defense Department, they will be apologized to, they will be reinstituted with pay and rank. Things like focusing on extremism, Senator, have created a climate inside our ranks that feel political when it hasn't ever been political. Those are the types of things that are going to change. And Senator Sullivan, you mentioned that study. After a whole study was held, extremism working group study, 100 extremists were identified in the ranks of 3 million. And most of those were gang related. So it was a made up boogeyman to begin with.
Boy, I'm ready, man. I am ready, man. Burn it down. Eliminate it. Time for a change, man. A new direction.